Hi, this is Eli from Elfbait. So I wanted to jump on and do another quick video to kind of follow up on the bad sessions video. If you recall, we had a session where the campaign kind of hit a moment of low, and some things that I had done as a DM kind of left everybody in a bit of a lurch. Not so much a lurch, but just kind of feeling a little down. So we've had another game session since then, and things are going actually kind of back to normal. And I wanted to talk about that. So a few things that I think are important to understand, leading into this is, I had made a mistake as a DM. I had run the game session in a way that really just took the wind out of the sails of the players, and as such, they were feeling unsatisfied with the way the session went, and not in an unexpected or undeserved way. So, the last half hour of that session had been spent discussing some of our various concerns, both myself as a DM and them as players. Myself, what I thought went wrong with the way I had run it, because it was clear that the players really didn't do anything wrong. That was never an issue for me. It was never a point of contention for me as the DM. The players had somehow messed up, and that's why the game didn't go well. It was very clear that it was my way of running the game that had done the damage. So, anyways, we parted in good company, that night, and then throughout the remainder of the week and up into the next game session, there was a good, steady dialogue. Now, this is the first important point I think to make about any bad session or uncomfortable spot in a campaign or gaming group at any point is communication. So, individuals hashed out their concerns in open forum. I have a Facebook group for the Monday night game, and so they chimed in on that. Those who had issues or had comments, we bandied them around and listened, and everybody kind of got their say. So that was a key part of, I think, coming back from that in a healthy manner. So then it really came down to me as the DM to decide how to move forward. I had some concerns coming into Monday that there may have been some remnants of that doldrum, for lack of a better term, that everybody had experienced towards the end of the session. I was happy to find out it wasn't there. This is doubly important because my youngest daughter has decided to join our Monday group, and this was going to be her first session sitting in with the group, and so it would have really sucked if it had gone poorly. But when we got there, none of that heavy weight from the previous week was even present, and that has to go to, I think, the communication between us all. Even though if some people chimed in late, they still chimed in, and I think everybody really had a voice. I work with a good number of the folks directly with a good number of the folks in my group, so even in the office, we'd stop and talk. Hey, I was thinking about that thing that happened, and so we really were able to talk. And communication. It sounds very cliche and very basic, but 90% of fixing this was just making sure everybody had a voice and everybody was heard. And then on to the next thing. As a DM, I had then spent that week prepping and filling in the blanks that I had jumped into too early. If you recall, I wasn't ready for them to go into this part of the campaign yet, and so had struggled a little bit in trying to keep things going rather than just asking for a break. So I spent the time well by planning out some interesting encounters and the like that would hopefully, and they did, bring the players back into the game. We haven't got through all of those, so I won't really go into too much detail. Now, part of the credit for this might actually go to introducing new blood, but that's not really a normal fix that you can put into a campaign when you have a bad moment. It's a great way to address maybe the stagnating campaign or something like that. Hey, things are getting a little blah. Maybe a new player. Kind of like the old sitcom, tactic of every time the ratings went down, they would throw in, a cousin or a new baby or something. So preparing for the next session really went a long way to continue where our communication was. I listened to what people had said, and I wrote that into the encounters for this. And the encounters were designed to steer away from that sort of abstract mire of a impromptu bridge from the O2 quickly ended first adventure into the next. Then we started playing through that. So once they're into that and the rhythm of play had been restored, there wasn't a lot of looking back. And that really, the third point, if I had to chop it down to 3, it would be communication, preparedness, and readiness for the next session, and then just getting down and doing it. So much of what went well about that following Monday was the fact that everybody just had got it out of their system and was ready to play. We all wanted to play D&D. We all wanted to continue the adventure. This is the dungeon we were in, so let's have fun with it. Encounters went well. Creativity was there. Energy was there. There were some interesting moments of comic interaction between the players. My daughter's character shows up, and the first thing that happens is Ramas, Derek's character Ramas, throws a knife into her shoulder because she appears from the darkness, and he's like, spins and on reflex throws the throwing iron at her and actually hits. He had done this on encountering my brother's character when he moved into the game as well, but had missed. But this time he hit. So yes, my daughter's character started the campaign taking D6 damage. So this is a short blurb, but this is kind of just a jumping off from kind of a follow-up video for the bad sessions video. How to fix your bad session: communication, preparedness, and follow through. Just do it. Come back to the table ready and willing to play D&D or whatever game you're playing. If for whatever reason after that week, that cycle, you're still not feeling it, folks are still a little bit, you're not back to that energy you had before, put it off again. Give the group time to do it. But don't take so long that the party drifts apart or that the group drifts apart. You can take too long. I mean, if you take weeks, to get back into the swing of things, it is possible for all momentum to be lost, for the chemistry to just fade away, and you'll really just be starting over again. And at that point, it might be a good idea to try and start over again. Or if you stopped in a place that allows a dramatic break, make use of it. Several months later, after being defeated at the hands of such and such, the blah, 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 we find ourselves and then continue there. So yeah, I mean, don't let it get to you. Bad sessions happen. Work through them, be prepared, and enjoy. So this is a quick video again. We're hitting about the 10-minute mark. Comment, like, subscribe, share, all the usual internet, social media stuff. Really looking forward to hearing from folks. If you're not commenting, please do. If you have questions, please ask. If you have suggestions for videos, by all means, leave them in the comment section or direct message me, and I'll be happy to go ahead and take a look and see what I can do. Anyways, get out and game, and this is Eli from Elfbait saying have a good one. Bye.